This is Michael Gerace with Clearview Sewer Cams. It is May 27, 2020. We're at 525 Rimrock Road, Thousand Oaks, California, performing a sewer line inspection from the guest house. We're off to the left as you come up the driveway area. The first building is a upstairs guest house, and this is the garage area across from us and the main entrance to the house, and then another guest house across from us here. We're going to run through a 4-inch PVC mainline clean out right here in the ground, and we're going to zero out our camera real quick here. Okay, we're zeroed out. We're going to begin running through a PVC mainline clean out. And kind of tough to get over that fitting. Now heading toward the septic system that is across from us. There's 3 trees in the area and other foliage. And there is 2 tanks down in that area, and from what we understand, that's where the septic tanks are for this building, for this guest house. We have PVC. There's a slight little knot right to our right at about the 2 o'clock area, and this thinner PVC is accustomed to getting these little knots in the piping. Any roots or anything else will push against it, and it will blister and bubble and get those knots. The joint appears to be in fair condition. There's another little knot at the bottom. We see a lot of these blisters, these knots, quite often in this sewer piping, and generally it won't cause a problem unless it's penetrated. And over time, if that is a root trying to push through the piping, it will penetrate the PVC. And the PVC will need to be replaced if it does penetrate. There's a fairly large knot in the PVC right there, and a buckle. We're going to go ahead and we're going to locate this area. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we've marked this area out, and it is right along the walkway between the two guest houses at 2 foot 7 inches deep, and it is a fairly large blister in the pipe. The joint appears to be in fair condition. Making a slight turn. Appears to be in fair condition. And now we're heading into the tank. And we're down into the tank. The sewer line appears to be in fair condition. Does have a few of the blisters in that one large blister at 38 feet, 4 inches on the camera monitor, which we've marked with an orange flag. We're going to pull back to this area real quick. That is right along the walkway, right next to a bush. Pause here for a moment. You guys want to take a look at this at all? Kind of blister in the pipe. Right now I put an orange flag right there next to the bush. And you can see it from right here. See that blister right there? It's like a hump.
Oh, the bump, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is very thin PVC plastic piping, and when roots get up against it, they buckle it.
Yeah.
They push into it.
Yeah.
It's not a heavy gauge like ABS plastic, like a lot of sewer lines are.
Okay.
There's about 3 or 4 of them in this sewer line.
Okay.
This is the worst one.
Okay. That's right.
And that's right there.
Okay.
In time, that's definitely going to have to
Be
be fixed.
okay.
In a good section of this, it may have to be. What I would probably do is pull a brand new trenchless line. If you're going to fix that, by the time you dig all that up to fix it, you could dig 2 holes, dig one here and dig one down by the tank, and pull a brand new thick, heavy gauge line, so you don't have this issue anymore.
Okay. And
it's not much more to do that.
I mean, is there any guesstimate on how long till it's? And do you recommend being proactive with something like that? Or
Yeah, it's better.
Instead of waiting for the mess.
Yeah, if you wait, then you end up without a sewer line.
Right.
For the guest house.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, so this is this. Okay.
Yeah, this is just the guest house line
All right.
right here, and then I'm trying to find the clean out for the main house.
And then a rough idea of like if you had to do something like this, it's
Cost
and days. How many days of?
1 day generally, if we pull a brand new trenchless line, and it runs about $4,800, $4,800 to $5,200,
Okay.
right in that range.
Okay.
Seems worse.
Yeah, and we've actually dealt with it at, the house where we are now, and the same thing. It was the thinner plastic and big old oak tree that, have been there for years. And And it's like I want that water.
The line's cool with water running through it. I can smell it right into the pipe. Yep, that's that. I'm gonna.
Okay, and so do we know if there's a separate one for this house or if it's
I'm gonna take a look at that. I'm trying to check that too. I believe that one goes right into the same tanks.
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Those tanks are too big for just one tank.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a look after and see if I can find another clean out. If not, we're probably just going to have to assume that it does. I'll take a look and see what the bathroom is. But in relationship to the building, they're right there.
Yeah, the bathroom is on the like far side of the house.
Okay. Wouldn't make sense that not go into there.
Yeah.
Those tanks are definitely larger than
Right.
the two bathrooms.
And
Well,
it's not
it
like
is.
it's that far away. You know,
No.
right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay. See that? It's just a blister.
Did you find both of them?
I'm working on it. Trust me, I'm working on it. I'm sorry, I didn't.
I'm Chris. Chris, she's the buyer.
Oh,
She's the most important
how
here.
come I don't know these things? Okay, Chris. Now I know. I should be asking these things ahead of time. Okay, I showed Chris. You can see it right here.
I love it.
You can see the blister in that pipe right there. And as I told Chris that
Where is it?
I put the
See the
flag
orange
right there
flag
next
right
to the bush.
Oh, oh well
2
that's
foot
good.
7 inches deep.
Not
But
bad.
there's also 3 other ones between there and back here. Not as large, not quite as large, but they're going to get worse over time. I told Chris, in time, best thing to do is be proactive. You dig up here, you dig up where the tank is, and then you just go ahead and pull a trenchless line. That's it. Just one hole there, one hole here, and you pull a brand new trenchless line all the way to there. It pulls a line through this one. It breaks this plastic line out into the earth and pulls a heavy gauge plastic line all the way through.
That's good.
Then you don't have all the joints
Right.
too.
Yeah.
So, okay?
Okay.
So that'll all be in the report too, and the cost.
What? So what
About
are we?
$4,800 to $5,200 to pull that line. Okay? And begin pulling back.
So this was just these? No, just this?
Just this one. And begin pulling back. When we start to get these blisters, they're generally root intrusions that are pushing up against it. We've got another blister here, and this one is right at the driveway area. So we'll continue to pull back. That was a second blister in the pipe. We got another little blister on the side, small one, just beginning. And that section right there has a root coming through it, and it's pushing the joint apart right there. As you can see, the PVC is buckled right there in the joint. And now we're going to pull up and out of our mainline cleanout. We're going to pause for a moment. Going to move our equipment to the next sewer cleanout. Okay, we're going to begin running through our second mainline cleanout, which is from the lower guest house, if you're approaching the driveway area, it is on the right hand side. It is the first building you come to on the right hand side. And this is the mainline cleanout for the second guest house. We're going to zero out our camera monitor. And this is the area around it. That's the hillside. And the guest house across from us. And the main house. Right down below us, we have a tree house with a slide. And this is the guest house. Going to begin running through our PVC mainline cleanout. And it's a pretty short run to the tank, maybe 20 feet. So far the piping appears to be in fair condition. It is thinner PVC, just as the other guest house piping was. So far we don't see any blisters in this line. Shouldn't have too many turns in it. Make one turn down here, probably heading right toward the tank. Dropping down, dropping into the piping, and dropping down into the tank. So it's kind of a short run. About 30 feet. We're going to pull back slowly, take a look at the line. Have the other branch right here that runs off to the secondary tank. There are two tanks. Pulling back. Back toward our clean out. Well, the piping appears to be in fairly good condition. And we're up and out of our mainline sewer clean out for the second guest house. We're going to pause now and relocate to the main house. Okay, we've located the mainline cleanout for the main house underneath a bush right here. And this is on the far right corner, far right front corner of the house. And there's an air conditioning condenser a couple feet away, right on the right front corner. We're going to begin running through our cleanout. We're going to zero out our camera monitor. There's two tanks right below us off the front side of the hill. We are in ABS plastic pipe and fittings right now. Begin running out. This is a much heavier gauge piping. Joints appear to be in good condition, but then we do transition to white PVC plastic right at the right front corner. We're about 12 feet away from the right front corner, right in that area. Now we're making a turn. So we're transitioning again back to black ABS plastic pipe and fittings for a moment, and then again back to white PVC plastic pipe and fittings. You got kind of a mixed bag of piping in here. You get a couple different types of piping. So far we don't see any major blisters, and we have one blister here, and that's going down the hillside. We're not that far from the tanks. We do have one fairly large blister here, and again, eventually that is going to penetrate the piping. It's going to come right through it. You can kind of see like it's poking through. It's almost like finger poking through skin. Keep pushing out. Making a turn. Now we're heading into our tank. We got a couple turns right here, and there's our piping for our tank. Right there, our green STR piping. And now we're into our tank. So we have the one penetration on the hillside. Begin pulling back. There's our one penetration. As a preventative measure, it would be a good idea to replace the thin PVC piping in time before it penetrates and root intrusions stop up the sewer line. We do have a bow right there. We've got a little buckle right there. Just minor, not terrible yet. But again, as I said, over time it will grow. Coming back through our turn. Coming back up the hillside now. We're coming straight back toward our mainline sewer cleanup. Gotta pause for a moment. And that will conclude our video sewer inspection of the main house and the two guest houses.